a small question to you. How would you rate yourself on the scale of happiness? If I give like in your work, how happy are you? 1 to 10, if I ask you to rate, how would you rate yourself 1 to 10? In terms of relationships, I know PowerPoint is not there. I'm just asking you questions, intro session. Yeah, I request Suresh sir to share the PPT to the on the screen. Yeah.
I'll do that, Mama.
Yes, thank you, sir. If I ask you to just all these are intro points till we get to PowerPoint. I'm just managing the timing to be a useful session for us. So how would you rate yourself that you're happy with your health, the physical and mental health that we are concerned about? In terms of finances, how do you rate yourself in the scale of 1 to 10? Yeah. These are the various domains that we think that we need to be happy, right? Happiness is that the pleasure, the contentment, the joy, and the satisfaction, the positive emotions. Yeah, fine, good ratings that I get 7 to 8 in terms of work. Can I get your response? Work first. We'll start with, because I told you about 4 dimensions. Shall we start with work? How happy are you with your work today? Yeah, 7. Good score, of course. I see all happy faces here. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. 8. Oh, good. 7 to 9. 7 to 8. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, in terms of relationships, how happy are you? In terms of relationship, yes, 8. I wish all to respond in this chat box. Yeah. In terms of health, Dama Devi, yeah. Physical and mental health, 9. All people are happy here. That's great. I wish to continue with the session. Yes, because I wish to add on few more things into your happiness. Great. In terms of finances, great. Good to know. Yes, we feel contented. We feel happy. But does this happiness last all the time? If you're happy, you tend to enjoy simple things even in your life. You're not afraid of any change. You are gratitude. You show gratitude to people. You show compassion towards others. Your mind is open to learn something new when you're happy, right? When you're happy, even if there are small annoyances that comes on your way, really you are not offended. You enjoy healthy relationships. You have healthy support network also, right? When you find yourself in happy state, you find meaning in your life and you get support in your life, right? Yeah. Once there was a student, a teacher. Once there was a teacher. He asked all his students to come with a point that what they want to become in their life, their life goal, their career, about their career. The teacher asked the small students who were in the class of 2nd or 3rd. She told her students to come with something what they want to become for the next class. This one particular boy in that particular class, he went and asked his mother, What is more important in life? He asked. His mother told him, that small boy, being happy is the most important thing in life. He asked him one more question. What is the secret of life? The mom said, being happy is the secret of life. It happened the next day. The boy went to the class and the teacher asked each and every student about what they want to become, what's their career plan, everything, even in second standard. So every student was coming up with their own points. I want to become doctor, I want to become a collector, I want to become police. Like, this particular boy was silent. When the teacher asked him, what do you want to become? He said, I want to be happy. Then the teacher asked him again, I'm asking you what you want to become. Then he again answered, I want to become happy. Then the teacher said, you're a fool. There's no fool in this earth like you, the teacher said. But that boy said, ma'am, only you are the fool. Becoming happy is the greatest secret that I've learned from my mother, he said. Yeah, happy is the state of happiness. Becoming happy, being happy is the most important thing in our lives. Many psychiatrists joined together and they all did a research on happiness. And they found that 10% of people in the world, uh, 10% of people in the world, they were happy in their lives. You know, when they earn much more money, when they got more money, they become so happier in their life. Then another 40% of reason how they can become happier, what all the things that makes them happier. When it was asked, they said, to be with the person whom I love, and to love and to be loved is the greatest feeling on this earth, right? So they said, I want to be with the person whom I love, or I want to be with the person whom I am loved, by whom I am loved. என்ன நேசிக்கிறவங்களோட நான் இருக்கணும், அல்லது நான் நேசிக்கிறவங்களோட கூட இருக்கணும். That gives me happiness to 40%. That was the response. And the 40% of people said that when I do something that really so lovable for me, I become happy, they said. So it was asked, what is that you love to do? They said, I love to go for shopping, I love to drink coffee, I love to go for park. I like, what are the things? But the remaining 10%, they couldn't come up with what makes an individual happier person. So this was brought up in a documentary film on happiness. That's a 90 minutes duration film, which if you have an opportunity, they have documented it and it has come up like this. So research study shows that people say that 10% of people say that even if they are given more money, they don't find happiness. You look at people who want to climb greater heights in their life, who achieve greater success in their life. They want to achieve success, but once they achieve success, they become happy, and afterwards it is lost. Sometimes you want to have an iPhone, you want to have a gadget, very costly gadget. If you want to have a 4-wheeler, a very high-tech a new brand, Audi or BMW or something like that, when you get, you find happiness. But is that happiness stays with you all the time? It's lost after some time, right? At the first 1 week or first 1 month, when you go with that to other places, you feel happy. But later, what happens? It's lost. It doesn't stand for a long time. So what I would like to tell you is, the lasting happiness is something when we focus on ourselves. What best I can do, what is my ultimate goal in my life, how I can use my strength and my positives for higher purposes. That matters the most. See, happiness can be obtained at the cost of others. It's not going to help us. There are two types of happiness, hedonic and eudaimonic. I'm not here to talk about the hedonic happiness that gives us more pressure and less pain. That's not a permanent thing. But eudaimonic is the very best thing that we need to focus, that based on the values that I have, I want to achieve my life purpose, and I live a life, purpose driven life, I value driven life I have. And when I have such values in my life, when I have such higher purposes in my life, when I do certain things towards that, achieving that purpose, fulfilling that purpose in my life for my living, then that happiness lasts forever. So friends, how can I attain such happiness in my life? One thing I would like to suggest you is live with merit. That is, it's a Greek word. Merit is virtue or excellence. Express the highest version of yourself every moment in life. Express the highest version of yourself, how best you can be in this world, using your strength, using your fullness for high purposes. And the focus on what you control. Sometimes certain things that, can you share PPT? I have sent to Sir Veera sir.
We not yet received. I'll no, message the mail ID again. I'll
Yeah, Suresh Kumar sir 800 at yahoo.com is the ID which I have sent.
just a moment, ma'am. Let me send it again. Can you check in your end? Just a moment.
As sent.
Is this the ID we have sent? Suresh Kumar 800 at yahoo.com.
Yes, yahoo.com. Yes.
Okay. Okay. If you don't mind, can you share it to the other ID also, which I've mentioned over?
Hello.madurai at gmail.com. Yes.
Ma'am. Yes.
Forwarded.
You may
Got
continue,
it?
ma'am. We'll coordinate the same thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ma'am, you may continue the session. We can
Yes.
share the same in 2 minutes, ma'am.
Yeah, focus on what you can control. Focus on things which you can control. Sometimes the most prominent thing that we can do to get the good in our lives is we should focus on the things that we can control and accept the rest that it happens in our lives. We can't change what already is. We cannot change people. We cannot change others, but rather we can focus on our attitude, our actions, our behavior, whom I follow, whom I unfollow, how I speak to myself, how I set my boundaries, how I react to others, right? So I need to focus on what I can control. And one more thing, an important thing in happiness is take responsibility. Even if you don't control everything that happens, we must take responsibility for our own lives. If we take responsibility and don't let outside events determine our well-being, then we can express our best self and become happy, right, in our lives. So that's what I would like to say, that happiness triangle, the last PPT slide, is you have to take responsibility, Live with merit, that is your virtue, excellence, expressing the highest version of yourself. The last slide, and then focus on what you can control. Here is the link that I have given you. I shall share it with you in the chat box. You can fill that. It's a scientific tool. You can fill that and you can get to know about your score, how happy you are if you're interested. Right? I have put it in the chat box. You can use that scale. It's just eight items only I have given in that. Right? Yes. Next slide, sir. After the scale. Next. These were the things that I wanted to share with you. The dimensions of happiness, different dimensions of happiness, ABCs of personal happiness, how we can dispute and uproot the emotional disturbances that we have, the emotive, behavioral, and cognitive methods, rules for achieving personal happiness, eliminating the roadblocks to a personal happiness, self-actualizing and joy, and achieving lasting happiness. This is what I wanted to share with you. But we have we have 10 more minutes, 13 more minutes to go. I will try to make something best for you. The dimensions of happiness, pleasure life, meaningful life, good life. Pleasure life is when we are happy, endorphins are produced, but that singular moment, like entertainment, sensory enjoyment, enjoying daily pleasures, that's what all in a pleasure life we can see. But that's a singular moment, but it's not a long-term satisfaction it gives. Good life is using our skills of enrichment, understand our own strength, and using and see our life as a good life. And another dimension of happiness is the meaningful life, which I was addressing on eudaimonic. That is, by using your strength, how you are able to contribute for a greater goodness, how you are able to contribute for your higher purposes in your life, how you're able to attain that higher purposes in your life. That's what I was talking about, the meaningful life. Today, people are wanting to gain happiness at the cost of others. We see a lot of things, abuses, violences, aggressive behaviors, lot more we see in the terms of attaining happiness in their own life. But that's not a meaningful happiness, meaningful life that we have. That's not the lasting happiness that we can even think of, right? The next slide is ABCs of happiness. What is that activating event that makes me happier or that makes me sad? What is the belief that I have? Whether I have rational belief towards that activating event or whether I have the irrational belief that Albert Ellis talks about in REBT, his REBT theory, rational emotive behavior theory. And what is the consequences of it? When I see the activating event as a positive event, if I have rational belief, look at it with a positive sense, then the consequence I feel is I feel happy about it. When some event is happening, I'm thinking negative about the event that is happening, and I have a lot of irrational beliefs towards that event that happened in life, then the consequences that I develop is negative consequences. The next slide, sir. So before we think of how we can dispute or uproot emotional disturbances that we have in our lives, the three core irrational beliefs that leads to emotional disturbances I would like to share with you. One is about the dimension of self, that I must do well and will others approval. It's all about self. Another dimension is others must treat me fairly. One is self, second one is others, third one is the world. Others must treat me fairly always, or else I'm a horrible person, I'm not a useful person. Third is the world. I must always get what I want when I want it. Like, I want to see comfortable, or else the world is a rotten place, I can't stand in it. These are the irrational beliefs that people usually have that brings a lot of disturbances in their emotions. Next slide, please. Disputing, uprooting that irrational beliefs can be done in three ways: cognitive, that is by using scientific questions and challenging to approved people's I must like all the demands that we have to ask. If people say that what you have done is something bad, or they have commented something negative towards us, it upsets us, and we lose our happiness. That time what we should ask ourselves, what is the evidence that person is commenting on my behavior, on my doing, or on my being, right? We should look for evidence. We should be thinking with evidence. We should look for evidence. And then disputing is also done emotively. Yes, even as mental health professionals, when some clients come to us, we ask them to have, we use this technique, rational emotive imagery, and many other techniques are there. Emotion, on emotional level also, we can dispute, we can uproot the emotional disturbances, and we can disputing can be done behaviorally too. Yeah, next slide, sir. How we can dispute? In three manners we can dispute. How we can dispute? In three ways. One is debating, discriminating, and defining. One is debating. What evidence is there to support this particular belief? Whether it's a rational or irrational belief, we should question it. We have to ask for it. What makes this belief so or not so? In which way does it have truth or falseness? We should ask for it. We should debate it. And then discriminate, distinguish clearly between what you want and what you need. What is your desire and what is your demand? If you ask for it, you will find yourself that you will not find yourself emotionally disturbed. You will not be a person that you have lost happiness. It will not be that way, right? You should ask this. You should be able to discriminate things. What is your real need? What is your want? What is your demand? And what is your desire? What is your rational or irrational ideas? What is your value, behavior, everything that you need to distinguish. You need to discriminate. Then define. Choose more precisely what you want to. Some wrong things or some unpleasant things may happen in my life. It doesn't mean it will happen all through your life. It's okay that it happened now, but it doesn't mean it all my life like this it will happen. So we should help ourselves by defining things more precisely. It's not going to be for your lifetime. Yeah, next. Before I wind up, because I'm rushing with slides, I couldn't go into detail because we have I've lost a half an hour of it without this. So I'm just trying to manage the time, and I'm rushing without getting into details of each point in the slide. How we can promote happiness? Control what you can and ignore the rest. We cannot control everything in our life. Certain things we need to let go in our life. Try to accept everything, but it doesn't mean that you need to be passive, right? And morning and evening rituals are essential. I recently attended a conference, international conference, how the indigenous beliefs help people. And one of the findings, research findings, said that the rituals, the beliefs that people have, the indigenous beliefs that people have, help them to come out of their negative situation, unpleasant experiences. It's part of it contributes more to their resilience building, to bounce back from their negative situations. So this morning and evening rituals are essential in our life. If we practice that, we can have that happiness. Then cultivate realistic thinking. Sometimes what we are, the real self and ideal self, if there's a gap, long gap, if the distance is too big, then I should try to cultivate my realistic thinking. Have growth mindset. Get enough sleep. To be happy, you need to get enough sleep in your life. Effort to see positive sides of the people. Yes, all people have positives and negatives in them. Try to see the positives in people. Thereby, you will be able to relate with them well. Your IPR will be good, and more positive vibes will be around you, and you will feel happy all the day. So try to see the positive sides of people, even from the people whom you hate or who have done something bad in your life. Look for a meaningful life, meaningful happiness, the meaningful dimension of happiness in your life. Self-care is very important. Let go things, as you are developing the leadership within you by let go things. All things you cannot hold with yourself, right? Truly, we need to sometimes let go. It'll happen, right? Be empathetic to yourself and to others. Try to stay positive, meditate. It helps a lot to a very great extent. We know all the other techniques that we usually address to promote happiness in our lives. Yes. Show gratitude. Try to have a gratitude journal, which I can encourage you to have it. Because whatever things that comes on your way, to whomever that you want to show gratitude, you try to maintain a journal. Write all the positive things that had happened in your life, happy things, happy moments that had happened in your life, and people who have made you happy. And if you write that, and at the end of the year, if you see through that, go through that journal, it will bring lot of positive. It will bring lot of happiness in yourself. When you feel down or when you feel discouraged, right, that those time, go through that journal. It helps you to see good. It helps you to feel happy. Keep yourself happy. And finally, I would like to request you, write 3 good things that you do each day before you go to bed, to have that real meaning in your life, to utilize your strength for higher purposes in your life, to have a value driven life, to have a purpose driven life, and finding meaningful happiness, the lasting happiness in your life. Try to identify 3 good things that you have done on each day before you go to your bed. Write that, and there you will find happiness. Yes, it will be the lasting happiness for you in your life. That journal will help you to see yourself, how good you are, how what best that you are giving in your life. That is the eudaimonic happiness that I was talking to you. Living with Erit, expressing the highest version of yourself. Right? Next slide. With this, I think I can stop myself. Somebody's coming up. Yeah, this I have told you. Focus on what you control, take responsibly, live with it. Express yourself to the maximum, to the highest version of yourself. Thank you so much. I've tried to do justice to the time and to the presentation, though I've rushed.
Thank you so much.
Now we can have it. Yeah. Suresh Kumar sir and the team, I'm sorry for making you so tensed. Last moment I would have shared. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for that extensive and valuable inputs. How we could have happiness in our lives. Thanks for emphasizing that happiness has to be found from within ourselves. So you are the person who is responsible for your happiness. So thank you so much, and we are very happy to have you today to have this session with you. Thank you so much. And participants, if you have any queries, you could put in the chat box, or you could unmute yourself and you could go ahead. Ma'am, we have a question from Sarabdeep Kaur.
What is the most important thing for happiness?
Yes.
Most important thing for happiness is identify your strength first. And when you use that, your strength, your what I can say, what best you have for others, that gives you happiness in your life.
Ma'am, I want to ask a question. You have touched a real core meaning of our life, human life, is happiness. Okay, and you have come also from the journey from external level, finding out a scale, the factors of happiness, and discovering, going deep into the happiness. It's a very good one way of looking at happiness. But what I feel, merely being a human is happy. In the sense, we all have a tremendous amount of energy, and every moment we are emitting, whatever the experiences, whatever the factors that we may face. From that angle, if you come out, maybe perhaps we will be able to permeate and discover. Often we lose sight of that happiness. We are created, we are born to be happy. Isn't it that way? Will it be to look at?
True, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inputs. And ma'am, the next question is, how can you help a person who don't feel happy for anything and everything?
Yeah. That person And the question itself shows the person is in the state of frustration. So we need to help the person to cope up with the frustration, and then we need to help the person. How we can help the person don't feel happy? We need to ask the person to share about the rational emotive imagery technique that I have shared with you. You can use, so the person can fade, or the switch technique in neuro linguistic programming that we talk about. The switch technique, you can fade away the negative things in the person's life, and you can we can make the person to visualize the happy moments in the life, to bring that closer to them and to feel happy about. Everybody should have positive happy moments in life, so we are helping the person to take the negative moments of life to the very far level, to the faded. We should ask them to give faded picture or something like that in imagination, and help the person to recognize the happy moments in life and to relive in that. And that's how you can help the person to come out of that using rational emotive imagery technique and switch therapy and all.
Thank you so much for answering.
See, happiness we can find even small things around us, right? We should start looking at things on the positive sides. Always, if we have irrational beliefs with must, should, and with so much of demands, if we have that irrational belief, we have to dispute that irrational belief, and we should try to inculcate some rational beliefs in people, to see things, accept things as it is, to face the reality of life, and help the person to live in reality and to come out of that ideal world, ideal
तो
self
जॉयस
to
का
the
नंबर
real
दे दो
world.
ना, मैं एक बार
Yes.
भेजा था मैंने, बट कहाँ
Are you thinking
मैसेज
that?
भेजूंगी? जोशी मैडम के इसमें हो.
Participants, kindly keep your
Yeah.
mic on mute.
Yeah, Saradeep Kaur had asked, what is better to improve one's own sense of happiness? I have listed a list of 15 items, how you can improve your sense of happiness, the habits that promote your happiness. So you can adopt anything in that from among the list, and that would help you to improve your sense of happiness, right? It's, yeah. And are you thinking that Bama Devi had asked question, are you thinking that we will get full reward of happiness if we help others? Truly, yes. Truly, yes. My experience always, later only bad recognition. See, if you look for people, if you look for some recognition around, we will never be happy. See, it should be like the inner self, what I am, what I want to do, how I realize the purpose of living, the meaning for my life, how I find what I find by doing something good to others. It adds value to our life, right? When we do something good to somebody, how much value that we are adding in the other person's life, and ultimately we are adding values to our life, right? We should not look for recognition from other people. That experience should keep you happy and keep you to go further, to do something more in your life for others. Yeah, there's no scale in happiness. Happiness varies from person to person. Yeah, there are Oxford happiness scale is there, 27 items, a 6-point scale is there. Many scales are there. Happiness scale, even the scale, the brief version which I have posted, there are 3 reverse scores. I can tell you, first item, fourth item, and eighth item are reversed score items. And if you see, you can find yourself at low level of happiness or high level of happiness. If you are in the low end of the happiness, you can try to see what you have in yourself, whether the irrational beliefs that you have keeps you unhappy, or what is your expectation, the ideal world or the ideal self that you want to match. So you need to be realistic. So that's how you can improve your happiness if you find yourself in the low level. Yes. Violet, Shanti, the knowledge of good and evil makes us so confused. I'm not getting your question. What confusion you get when it is good or evil? Good is good and evil is evil. There's no gray in that. We should identify and we should deal it properly. So we should keep doing good things in our lives, in our lifetime. Yeah. Thank you, Violet Shanti. Thank you for this. Uh, the innocence in something makes us happy. Yeah, you have given answer for your. Yeah, thank you for this point.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for patiently answering all the queries. And I just wanted to share the WhatsApp message which came today. I hope that we really give what real happiness is all about. There is a man who is traveling in a bus, and though he gets the seat, he doesn't sit and he offers the seat to the fellow passengers. So it has been a ritual daily for him, and a co-passenger who got the seat, once he couldn't uh, hold his what to say, he the doubt and this thing, and he asked the person, though you get the seat, why you are always giving it to your co-passenger? He says, like, that is the only thing I can give to others, and that makes me happy. See, it is about not giving luxurious or giving monetary things. Whatever you have, the sharing part is what that counts. So he says, I work from morning till evening, and only a few minutes in the bus journey I have to give that period of time. Okay, that is something which I have to take. But I am giving a seat to a fellow passenger, which is giving me joy. And I go home, when I sleep with contentment. That is what happiness is all about to me. Whatever I have to share it with others. So happiness is everything about how you share whatever you are having with others. So thanks for that opportunity. And ma'am, if you could put your contact details in the chat box, if any other queries are there, the participants can get to you. And I request Suresh sir, if he is there, to please place vote of thanks, or Dr. Salim sir to please place vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Veena ma'am, for giving the opportunity do the vote of thanks. Thank you, Dr. Joyce Jarani ma'am. It was very nice session about the lasting happiness. I think in different dimension you define the happiness. That means happiness lasts forever. You mean we have to use our strength for the higher level of purpose. It is very clearly you explained and derived it, ma'am. So definitely all the participants, I think you understand the normal difference between the happiness and the lasting happiness. I feel so. And expressing the highest, they will be the expressing the highest person of the earth, I think, so as you said. So using their strength for the higher purpose and focusing what to control and focus on their accents and reactions. And of course, is rightly said, focusing on the responsibility of our life and not to determine others for our well-being. So it is, you rightly pointed out. So I think all the participants, they will concentrate on their well-being, and they will, I feel that they will take the responsibility for their life. So it was a very wonderful session, ma'am. Thanks for the eye-opening session about the lasting happiness. So kindly accept our gratitude on behalf of American College, Madurai, MS Chellamuthi Institute of Rehabilitation Center, Madurai, and Madras School of Social Work and International Center for Clinical Psychology and Psychotherapy, Germany, and Psycho-Oncological Association, Turkey, and Red Pond Education Psychological Center, Madurai. Once again, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Salim sir, and thank you, Joyce ma'am, for this wonderful session. And participants, kindly send your queries and feedback to my webinarfeedback@gmail.com. We will meet tomorrow with yet another wonderful session. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.